and welcome back to the Mostly Pointless podcast.
Hello.
I am Tom. This is Adam.
As always.
As always.
That's
It's been that long
always.
with that joke. I'm going to say stop being funny, but from everybody who watches, it's
funny.
never been funny. We just do it, yeah. That's most of this show. It's never been funny, apart from just to us two.
That's the main thing.
That's the only reason we're doing it. One quick thing before we get into it is we would like to say, we know that the podcast itself is trickling views, but the shorts did get hundreds of views. So anybody who's watched them, whether you just flicked off them or whether you liked anything like that, we appreciate it.
Oh yeah, we've actually got subscribers now.
We have subscribers.
Hello,
this
subscribers.
is for you all. I'm not even going to mention it because who knows how many we'll have got by this point. Hopefully not less.
Gone down.
It's gone
It's
down.
been like a month since we've done anything.
It has gone far, yeah.
I'm blaming you.
We have always said that as plan was, we would continue to do this, irrelevant of subscribers, irrelevant of anything. Just as long as we are enjoying it, we would continue to do it. But saying that, it is nice to, one, have subscribers, and two, have a few positive comments.
Mostly positive comments. Yeah.
Mostly.
Yeah.
Mostly. Yeah, which is lovely to see. We would like some on the podcast itself. So if you've got any comments, good or bad, hopefully good.
Don't say
Just
that.
invite. I'm not saying roast me.
Criticism.
I'm just saying if there's any comments you would like to put.
You haven't just said roast me. That's they're going to see. Anyone who watches is going to see that and go, well, do it.
I did see that. I don't know. Starting straight away on a tangent before we go back to the main stuff. One of the people who we were talking about as a potential guest, he's got his own channel, and he ran a giveaway competition, and it was like a comment below a certain phrase, and you're in with a chance, sort of thing. Okay. Now I don't know if it's some AI bot or wherever, but it basically found his. It's about golf, his channel, but he managed to find the specific video where he's talking about the giveaway, where everyone's commenting this phrase. They'd created a fake profile, a YouTube profile of him, copied his profile picture, and responded to every single comment that was on there, saying, "You're a winner, get in touch and we'll sort out your prize."
Wow.
Yeah.
It's
crazy, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Dodgy.
Yeah. I don't think we've got that problem, for many reasons.
Like 10 people to respond to.
10 people. We're not doing a giveaway. No one comments.
Yeah, I suppose. I mean, I do, as much as I like the podcast and we enjoy doing it more, I prefer doing it to doing the shorts. So I can mess up on the podcast.
The shorts are so hard work. Like we've just done some shorts before this, and I do think that helps actually just ease us into things and just relaxes a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's not very relaxing, is it?
It's really frustrating.
We've managed to get 2 shorts of outtakes. There's going to be another, at least one. And the reason it's only going to be at least 1 or 2 is because the majority of the fails includes you shouting swear words so loud.
That's just what I do.
Naturally, yeah.
It's natural.
So, but yeah, we're enjoying it, and hopefully we'll be able to have a run of getting back into the groove.
Hopefully. Well, I think we should be all right next week.
Next week, the ladies are out.
Oh, yeah.
But at night. We'll see how it goes. Drinks?
Yeah, go for it. What we got?
We've got, hopefully you can have it.
Well, why would I not? Oh, Bee Sting.
You've had...
I like Bee Sting.
No, it was the percent.
Oh, yeah, I should be all right.
Yeah. We want to talk about it while we...
Got B on it.
I've got the same.
Oh, nice. And it's a perry, so it's a sweet cider, isn't it?
And it is very sweet.
It is nice.
Sparkling medium sweet perry, oozing with subtle flavours, fresh tasting pear flavour, and a wonderful pear aroma. Is the only difference between perry and cider that it's apples and pears?
Maybe.
I don't know. Do you prefer the sweet?
Sometimes. I think it depends what mood you're in, doesn't it? Because sometimes I prefer to drink wine, sometimes I prefer to drink beer or ale. It's rare that both ciders.
Yeah. I like a drier cider, but generally you find, or I seem to find, that the drier ones tend to crank up the percent. I know we're drinking a very sweet that's 6.8%.
That's very, very sweet. I had Strongbow citrus. Strongbow.
I've only had a little sip. Strongbow.
Yeah, citrus, which was like really sharp.
Sharp.
That's sharp.
Eagle-eyed viewers may have spotted another face with us today.
For a brief second,
You panicked.
Like, who?
We took my daughter to the toy shop today, and we're like, get wherever you want. And she's got, I can't remember what they're called, but some brand of doll. And there's just walls of the stuff you can get.
My Generation doll.
My Generation.
Yeah.
So she's got 2 of My Generation, but there's like a school bit and a horse and pets and outfits, and she must have picked up about 60 quid's worth of stuff that she called maybes. So she's walking around, she can't see over top of them, right, of maybes, and she decided to put it all back for that £8 Michelangelo mask.
Brill. Good choice.
But I want to talk to you about it because I read some right. I do like Ninja Turtles. I used to have a Ninja Turtles outfit when I was a kid. But did you know that the weapons that they were given was very specific to the characters?
I've heard something about it. Something like Donatello has the staff because he doesn't want to kill people.
So, let's start with Raphael, your favourite.
Yeah.
The most aggressive, he was given Sai, which are defensive weapons.
Oh, so is this because Splinter
gave him, yeah.
That'd
so he had
Shredder gave him to him.
Would, yeah. This is where I want you to hit me with. Spank me.
Tell about
it. So yeah, he was given Sai because of defensive. Leonardo DiCaprio.
That's a right turtle.
Leonardo, my favourite.
DiCaprio.
Yeah. Leonardo DiCaprio is my second favourite Leonardo, after Leonardo the Ninja Turtle.
Okay.
Third, Da Vinci.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know after that. But yeah, he was given the sword because he doesn't like to kill people.
So he was fucking kill somebody.
Because apparently...
first way.
Yeah. I don't know how long we've gone, but...
Where is it?
He's there, but obviously we had like 5 minutes where I was trying to move stuff away and stuff.
All good.
Yes, they were taught that sometimes there's scenarios where that decision has to be made and you have to go ahead with it.
Cut someone's head off, Leonardo.
Just do it, yeah. It's like I said, sometimes.
Not every time.
Stop chopping people's heads off. Michelangelo is obviously given... He's the most like airheaded, most frantic, all over, brains going everywhere.
So they gave him nunchucks.
The nunchucks, the one where you've got to be the most precise and focused after all their weapons.
So you hit yourself in the balls.
If you're not careful, that's why he had to sort of hone it. And then Donatello's got the bow staff because he's into his gadgets and everything, so he had to be stripped down to the most basic of weapons to learn how to utilise it.
Oh, fair enough.
That
was interesting.
Yeah. Mostly pointless.
I just kind of... I think we were looking at this poster earlier. It's got all these different actors and stuff on it, and it's like, because you're on about Leonardo DiCaprio, it was a Da Vinci.
Da Vinci, we're all
Leonardo
over.
the Turtles up here. You've got Brad Pitt, Margot Robbie, you've got all the characters in here and actors. You got Al Pacino right at the end, but even though Kurt Russell's right up there on the poster, his name doesn't appear in here.
Because like Kurt Russell's, he's been in 3 Tarantino films.
It was Death Proof,
Hateful Eight,
and
Days.
On a Time.
Tarantino's, what he cites as one of his biggest inspirations in his stuff, in specifically Hateful Eight, is The Thing, starring Kurt Russell.
Oh yeah.
And I'm currently, we'll get on to books in more depth, but I'm reading Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I say read, and that's Warwick Sharp. And in the bit where he like thanks people for stuff, he's thanking a load of famous actors, but one of them is Kurt Russell, and he ends it by saying, without the aforementioned actors, none of this would be a thing.
Okay.
So it's interesting that he has that and he's not on there.
It's weird. I'm starting to wonder if I've missed him, but...
No, I can't see it. But anyway, so yeah,
there's not
just an hour of us just staring at that. After an hour we go, no, you're right, it's not there. See you later. I've got into me reading my books. I've just finished God Delusion. And now, well, obviously, it's quite a heavy topic to go into religion.
Yes.
But I would recommend anybody reading it of any religion, because he does start sort of put out that point of, I want everyone to read it. And I do generally believe that if you want to make a decision about something, to make a proper decision, you surely have to
look at both sides.
Or
all sides in religion's case, I suppose.
So I've just finished that, which I thought was incredible. And then I've got a book saved to the Kindle, which is somebody who apparently is point by point breaking it down. as to why it's wrong,
Oh.
why the God delusion is wrong. Which, like I say, I think that's how you should approach it. No, try and get rid of the predisposition of it all and stuff.
Bias opinion.
Yeah, your biases and stuff. Reading Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, but I have decided that I'm not going to read another Cormac McCarthy book.
Too depressing.
Unbelievably. Like, The Road was the first one I read, and it's just a brutal I'm not saying in any way it's a bad book.
Just depressing.
It's just so depressing. It's like, it's depressing all the way through, and then ends more depressing. It doesn't sign off for like even at the bit where it's like, well, depending on what kind of person you are, you might think this is a nice ending, or you might not. But given the rest of the book, it's hard to think it were a nice ending.
Yeah.
And then I've read Blood Meridian, which is apparently his best work.
I've not even heard of it. I don't,
It just follows somebody called The Kid.
Okay.
Throughout his life, which is misery. I'm going to ruin it for. I'm sure you're not going to read it.
I'm not gonna read it.
And it's an old book, so I apologise, but there's a guy who's with him throughout all the thing, who you don't know whether he's real or not, because as the kid ages and eventually becomes the man by the end of the book.
So he doesn't have a name.
It's the kid and he's the man. The guy who follows him all the way through doesn't seem to age. He's this big sort of burly guy who comes from at certain points of his life, at pivotal points, and affects him, but he's quite. You can see he's quite a nasty man, right?
What's he called?
I can't remember what his name is, but at the very end of the film, the kid is the man, and he's sat in a bar, and he sees that guy. The man walks to the toilet, and then the book ends by somebody going to the toilet after him, and it's kind of insinuated that he's been horrifically murdered. The man, and possibly other assault.
Nice.
And that's how that ends.
What's that one called?
Blood Meridian.
Wow, yeah, that sounds lovely.
And then the only other one that we've really got reference for is No Country for Old Men.
Yes, yeah.
Which, incredible film, but also, it's not the happiest. Again.
No.
So it's like, I commend the...
He's a very depressed guy.
Very. Like, it's seminal work. It's award-winning work, but it's not pleasant in any way. You certainly won't back him. Because it's just like bring me some Dr. Zeus or something, just to try and perk me up a little bit. What are you reading?
Reading?
Are you reading out many?
Yeah.
Reading?
I don't do much reading, really, do I, to be fair? But no, I've almost finished Troy by Stephen Fry, his version of the epic cycle.
Mm-hmm.
And it's good. I like how he writes stuff. It makes things amusing.
Mm-hmm.
Just is a good author. I like reading mythology anyway, so reading through Stephen Fry's tellings, I do find interesting.
Did you ever read all the Simon Scarrow? Because that was really where I first remembered getting into reading on.
I started it on The Gladiator when I was going on holiday when I was a lot younger, and I read it and I really liked it. And I realised halfway through the book that it was part of the series. It was like the 8th or 10th book or something like that. So then I went back and read all the Eagle series up until Gladiator, and then I read probably like 5 books past that, and he's on. And my mum then bought me one every Christmas, but I haven't read them since like book 15. So they're up to like 22 now. It's still going.
That's that sort of thing where it's difficult. It's like sometimes I think I just want a different genre.
Yeah.
But then you're like, I've got 15 books in my head.
Yeah.
So I need to keep on top of everybody's stories.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a bit. I read a lot, David Gemmell's on this Kindle, so I'm going to read a lot. He did Quest for Lost Heroes, which I still think is my favourite book ever. Reading one called John Shano, which I think that were about 4. They were like at the point where I thought I could just do 4 in a row, or I could move and still remember all the bit. But 20 odd is just that's too heavy for me.
Yeah.
We had a UFC at weekend, 303. Alex Pereira versus Jiri Prochazka.
Oh yeah.
Great fight. I think he may be unstoppable. Pereira.
Yeah, it seems so.
Did I tell you about...
Did he step in for McGregor with a broken toe?
McGregor pulled out with a broken toe. Pereira said, I'm coming in injured, but I'll fight. I've got a broken toe. And then it looks like, for anyone who didn't see, again, it's happened a week ago, so I apologise if we're going to spoil it for you. But Pereira knocks out Jiri in round 2 like 10 seconds into round 2 with a head kick, and I think he broke his toe.
He broke another toe doing that.
The only time Pereira got injured the entire fight was he broke his toe on another man's skull.
That's mental.
That is going some.
Yeah.
But yeah, did I tell you about the game plan that Pereira had?
No.
Right, cool. So they were talking to him after the fight and they said, what were your game plan going into this? He said, 5 minutes before we walked out, we had a game plan. And as we walked out, his game plan had completely changed. Right?
Okay.
So he said, you know, when you see them, when they've got the live stream and you're watching it on TV and it's like we're cut backstage to him and you see him sort of shadow boxing and throwing, they like just stand there and do some stuff, right? So Pereira's in his locker room, we are all his team, they've got the feed on, it cuts to Jiri and he's sort of doing his stuff, right? What they noticed he were doing, because Pereira is known for these brutal leg kicks, is he was sort of punch, elbow, knee, sort of 4 or 5 combinations, and then he were doing this.
Put his hands down.
He was putting his hands down to block an imaginary calf kick, because their game plan was they must have worked out that Pereira, after someone flourishes him, would come back with that leg kick to get him away.
Yeah.
So they were going punches, kicks, knees, wherever, and then it would end the combo with a drop
to protect
his legs.
All right.
So they're like,
kick him in the head.
Kick him in the head. So if they're not shown that, who knows what happens? But because UFC decided to show a 30-second clip 5 minutes before they walked out, entire thing changed. They basically said, game first round, let him think that's working for you, and then start the second round, think that he's going to go for it, kick him in the head. Literally did that.
I mean,
murdered him.
It must be difficult. I can't get my legs up very high, so just kicking anyone in the head's impressive.
Yeah.
But it's do it on like command as well, like that.
Like setting it up. Because especially that's like 6 minutes of prep.
Yeah.
Where someone's fighting you, you're prepping 6 minutes of potentially getting.
And it's not just like a nobody who's fighting you as well. It's someone who could
the number
take you
2
out.
contender, number 3, whatever. Yeah, top contender and thing. But the co-main event was Diego Lopez eventually against Dan Ige. Okay. So it should have been Diego Lopez versus Brian Ortega at £145. Short notice fight. So when it was agreed, Brian Ortega were like close to 180 because he was trying to put on muscle to potentially go to 155 later in his career. Okay. So they said you need to fight at 145, and Brian Ortega said, I think I can make it. Couldn't. So Diego Lopez weighs in at 145. Brian Ortega says, I can't make that. It's going to have to be 155. So Diego Lopez has to get himself to 155, otherwise fight and go ahead. Gets himself to 155. Yeah. Ortega does.
Yeah.
They go to bed. 3 a.m. Saturday morning, the day of the fight, doctors come to Ortega's room. They look at him and they're like, he can't fight, he's not in a state to fight. He's got a fever, he's got some infection, he's got something, he can't be cleared. So they're like, well, I think that's fight off. Okay. So within 4 hours before the fight, Dan Ige says, I've got a fight in 3 weeks. I think I'll be able to step in. But I'm not 155. Okay. He's going to fight at 145, but obviously he's not done his cut yet. So he's like, I think I'm about 165. So for that to happen, he's got to weigh in at 165, and Diego Lopez has now got to be weighing £5 of that as well. So Diego Lopez, who was £145, now has to get weighing £5 of 165.
There's a lot of numbers being thrown at me right now.
He's got to put on £20, otherwise fight and go ahead.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Well, so he gets to £161.
How?
I think the majority of it is
just eat,
hydration and eating and stuff. Yeah. But my question to you is, you think you ain't got a fight, and then you get told 4 hours before it comes to, like, look, we've got a guy, he wants to fight you, he's in your division, but he's 165, you're 161, yeah? If you don't fight, we'll give you your purse, so what you were supposed to get, and we'll give you the bonus as if you won.
Okay, if
you don't fight him.
Oh, okay, fine.
Would you take the fight?
You said if you don't fight him, I get it.
Yeah, but if you did, you would fight. You would have all the fans love you for stepping in. You'd have the UFC offering you wherever because you've saved potentially the co-main event of it all.
Oh yeah, I suppose.
So you'd get the money, but the fans you wouldn't get. The UFC, you
I
wouldn't
suppose
get.
if I'm not a fighter.
Oh, we're talking if you were Diego Lopez.
I think you'd
But-
like to think he would step in.
One caveat as well is that Diego Lopez is like third ranked. So if he beat Ortega, there's debate whether he could be fighting for championship. If you lose, Dan Ige is like 14th, 15th ranked. So potentially, if you lose, you're still going to add a couple. You're going to go backwards in the rankings.
It's risky then.
It's a big risk. He decided to take it, and he won.
Oh well, I won't then.
You'll do it.
It's fine.
Yeah, why not? But I just don't know. I think I'd like to think, yeah, I'd do it because everyone's got that. Anytime, anyway. If you're a fighter, that's kind of your vibe. But
You've got to be a fighter that actually puts your money where your mouth is, though. There's a lot that are doing that and aren't.
you want to give us a for instance?
Would you think?
Yeah.
You think I'm talking about?
We've got UFC 304 end of month Manchester, which I'm not going to now because it's too expensive, and despite it being in England, main card starts at 3 a.m.
Stupid.
But we may touch on it. There's a whole debate of what happens with Alex Pereira. Now he's basically run through the light heavyweight, so they move up to heavyweight. But if he does, who's he going to fight? Because basically his options are the winner of Jones versus Stipe or the winner of Aspinall versus Blades. But if Tom Aspinall wins, you're basically saying that he has to defend his interim twice before he actually gets his shot at the heavyweight.
Just don't want him to have a shot, does it?
Just don't want it to happen. I saw a great thing with Billie Eilish.
Okay.
Where they asked her, would you ever sort of do a show that was like 2 hours long, 2 hours plus?
There's a lot of singing.
Yeah. Her response was something like, you'd have to be a psycho. You'd have to be psychotic to do 2 hours. And now I understand that. I don't think I could do 2 hours, especially if you're doing like the length of her tours.
Yeah.
Like 40, 50 things every day and you're in 2 hours, right?
Oh, no.
But the reverse of that, and this, he didn't say this in response to Billie Eilish, but it was, Robert Smith that he's in The Cure.
Yes.
Right? So what he said is, he says that most of The Cure's gigs are 2-3 hours long, right? And he says the reason is that, he said that he was talking about some year in 70s, and he's like, I saw David Bowie, Elton John, and Rolling Stones all in the same year. He's like, Elton John, I'm not a big fan of, but he had a good album, went to see him, he was brilliant. Yeah. Rolling Stones, brilliant. He's the one I was most dying to see. The most I was, the one he was most looking forward to seeing was David Bowie.
Right.
And he said he was phenomenal.
I imagine.
But he did 40 minutes.
Okay.
No encore. He walked off, lights went off. Lights went up, jobs are good, right? And he said it was the most disappointed he ever felt because it was like the greatest thing he'd ever experienced, and it only lasted 40 minutes. He said, so his mentality after that night switched in the, like, he said that he's not performing for everybody. He's performing for that person who's at the worst seat in the house, who saved up every scrap of their money to travel all the way across the country to see me play. And that's why I do as much as I do, because that's the person I'm singing it for.
Probably my mentality, even if it was my favourite band at the time, after 2 hours, I think even I would be getting a little bit bored.
Well, I'm trying to think of how many bands would I love that much I would happily watch 2 to 3 hours of on the trot.
Would you? Then you can think of that, yes, definitely. Because I don't think there is. There's a lot of music, a lot of bands that I love, but again, after 2 hours, I mean, it's like with a film. There's a rare few films that are more than 2 hours that I would sit and watch.
Well, yeah, I know.
That being one of them.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. Well, we did the entire extended edition.
For my sag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Back to back.
12 hours.
12 hours.
I was saying complaining about 3. So I watched 12 hours of Lord of the Rings.
And this, to be fair, this must be pushing 2.5, 3 hours.
How many times did you watch that one now?
Too many.
I've only watched it once.
Yeah, I've watched it a good couple of times. Yeah, I would say Mastodon, but if they did Mastodon Leviathan album straight through, Mastodon Blood Mountain album straight through, and then finished it with Crack the Sky, I reckon that must be plus 2 hours.
Okay.
I think that would be it. I think I'd be at my limit of greatest band ever, but
Wow, that's a...
For me.
I'm
Favourite band ever, not greatest band ever. Favourite band ever. But yeah, I think at that point I'm like, probably get a rest now. Just put something else on. But I get that logic.
Yeah.
And obviously as well, you could just leave.
I suppose, yeah.
You're like,
imagine if everybody did that, though.
Yeah.
2 hours in, everyone.
Just everyone's alarm goes off, and it's just him. It's just Robert Smith singing to that one guy at the back. He's stayed for it. Like, yeah,
He's
keep
asleep.
going. I've got to get trained.
Wrap it up, Robert.
I saw a thought experiment the other day, which was you're in a room by yourself for a month.
I like the
Massive.
sound of that.
Well, this is what I'm going to say, right? So it's a massive, big, grey room. Huge. Space is not an issue. Money's not an issue.
Okay.
You got a month in it, you're not allowed to leave.
Yeah.
And then anything in the realms of money is catered for you.
Okay.
Okay? And the time it would get to get it within sort of reason is also very much not a factor.
Yeah.
So what are you doing for that month? Are you going to live your best life? Are you going to try and come out of it a better person, more knowledgeable? What?
Probably not.
No.
Probably not.
We come out with one massive arm.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd get like I'd have PlayStation in there, and I was like, okay, whatever games I wanted, somebody's not an issue.
Mm-hmm.
I might get like one of those moving bouldering walls.
Nice, yeah.
Yeah, so I could do that. I'd have like a base in there for a bit of practice. I probably would read more if I was stuck in a room on my own for a month.
Would you go in with like a plan of this is what I want to achieve?
No.
No.
I'm a bit of a waste of space.
You just wing it.
Yeah.
I just think that given that opportunity, you're never going to get it again. I'd try and.
I don't know what I would want to do. Like you people, you like think I might go back to college, I might go back to do something at uni. And I think when I want to go back to uni, I genuinely don't know what I would want to do.
Would you do based on when you do some sort of like coding or something, get into development? Like you've got your basic SQL knowledge. Would you make that leap?
Maybe. I suppose I've got a lot of time on my hands.
That's what I mean. Like generally, when you talk about uni and stuff, it's over like a year, but you've got a month.
Nothing else.
Yeah, you could just drill something in a month.
Yeah,
you probably will do that as well, won't you? As much as possible.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, I don't know. I tried to make the leap.
You made that leap.
Yeah.
Wrong leap. What about you? What would you do?
I would like to go in with a plan. Sort of a certain amount of books. I would like to try and...
Not the Cormac McCarthy books.
Not there.
You'd open that door after a month and you'd be on floor.
I would, and I've been there for 27 days.
It's only February.
I'd like to be fitter. I'd have to sort of try and get a full gym in there and try and do that. But I generally like to get up and work out before breakfast. So that I've not even... It's like still early morning.
Windows? Do you know what time it is?
You've got a clock.
Okay.
You could put in like a
You
fake.
need to take some like vitamin D tablets.
Imagine like you're fitter than ever, but you've got some the sun.
Yeah.
You've definitely got that deficiency.
Yeah.
You have to order some of them in. But yeah, I'd like to be fitter. Yeah. I'd like to read so many books. I would like to get some qualification in writing if I could. I'd like to try and play as many games as possible, or at least go in there with like I want to platinum so many games.
Yeah.
Or experience these sort of games. Film wise, I don't think that jumps to me. I won't think that would be good.
All the streaming services, so you can watch whatever you want to.
But I'd just be worried that wouldn't seem like... I don't want to come out of there, because I'd go and see my missus.
Do you want to come out of
there? One more month. Like, my missus would say, what have you done? And I won't want to say, oh, not much really. Because she would flip.
Yeah.
Like after a day, if she comes home from work and she says, what have you got to say? I'm like, oh, not much really. She's annoyed.
Yeah.
So if I'm gone for a month, I'm like, oh, not much. I ain't got much to say after being silent for a month.
You could spend almost a month mastering forgeries, and you could have whatever qualification you want.
That's true. You'd come out like Frank Abagnale.
I don't know what that is.
No, you think Catch Me If You Can?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Frank William Abagnale.
Is that Leonardo DiCaprio?
Yeah.
The second favourite Leonardo?
Oh, yeah. Just a big circle there. I don't know how I did that.
Yeah. If I had a gym in there, they'd open the door and I'd be like dead pinned under bench press.
That'd be funny. Especially with no cameras.
Yeah.
No, that's the point. I didn't even think of that. Would people be able to see you?
I hope not.
That's what I mean. But then
that would probably affect what I'm doing in there.
But also, like, because if you did and you got stuck under a bar, someone would be able to come and save you.
Yeah.
But obviously, like you
it's
said,
like sixth time today, Adam.
what if you had cameras but you could place them?
Yeah, I think that's a bit more fair.
Wouldn't you be a bit worried that someone is still looking?
Excited, maybe.
And also, like, would you be worried, like, what you order? When you put your order
like
in?
pizza.
No,
I mean, like pineapple.
End it. Bring them out.
Yeah, I suppose it depends.
Who saw what you ordered?
Yeah.
If it was just like one guy.
Just Amazon guy. Like.
Yeah. You get it all from Amazon. Nice.
Try and get some Amazon endorsements on in there.
It probably is something that Mr. Beast would do.
Yeah. If you watch this, Mr. Beast.
Yeah, if you're interested.
Lock somebody in a room for a month.
We're free.
Well, yeah, okay. Lock me in a room for a month.
We just need one person who's good with Adam's confidential orders. And then we could.
Yeah.
Another thing I wanted to talk about was Hawk Tuah.
What?
The Hawk Tuah girl.
Oh, your pronunciation, that's really fucking weird.
You know what I wanted to
I thought you said hog tour.
Hawk Tuah.
Like some sort of like I don't know, someone's going around with like a great big spit roast, giving like bits of meat off it.
I didn't want... I was hoping you'd understand what I said and I wouldn't have to...
Hawk tour.
Yeah, I was hoping I wouldn't have to do that.
I've done it for us now.
Yeah, that girl got me thinking about like those sort of sparks of like from nothing.
I've heard from that she's made 2 million.
That's what I mean. Like,
it's insane.
And like she said, I saw a thing where she's like, some of the messages I've been getting are horrific.
Oh yeah, I imagine.
And everybody's asking if I'm doing OnlyFans straight away, which she's like, I can tell you now, no.
Yeah.
She's like, I've got enough to quit my job at the spring factory. But yeah, it just got me thinking about like them things that just seemingly come out of nowhere, and people get careers from. Like,
how did he even come about? Were just some other random guy on YouTube who was around asking people stuff?
And he asked a question about how do you excite a guy or something.
Something along those lines, yeah.
And then
which is wrong because the hawk makes it sound like she's gozzing.
She isn't, she?
Who the fuck finds that attractive? Who goes?
Oh,
yeah, that's basically what she's done.
That's the thing that she says. Tuah.
Yeah, the Tuah is a spit, which is fine.
Oh, you mean the phlegm?
You don't phlegm up first.
Yeah. Oh.
That's what it sounds like she's doing.
Honestly, that made me feel a little bit sick.
That's what I mean. So yeah, I'd get the Tuah, but the hawk is a bit like, you know, you want a Pac-Man.
I don't know There you go, ladies and gents. I genuinely, when I thought I'd bring this up, I didn't think that's where it'd go.
Really?
Yeah, I thought.
Really?
Yeah. I just like what's she called? Danielle Broglie. Catch Me Outside.
Catch Me Outside. Yeah, she's a multi-millionaire now.
Yeah, but she did.
One of the top earners of OnlyFans though, as well, isn't she? Apparently.
Yeah. But that was just from one random meme. Catch Me Outside.
It was showing Dr. Phil, weren't she?
Yeah.
She'll be in the bell end on Dr. Phil.
Gorilla Glue Girl.
That yes, I can't get my head around that one.
Like,
didn't she try and sue Gorilla Glue?
Yeah, and someone said that she might have had a legitimate case because it doesn't. Because like thingy.
Why do we get to a point where you have to clarify these things?
But they did on a Superman outfit. They had to put a disclaimer saying the wearing of this cape does not enable him to fly.
But wearing the cape for Clark Kent doesn't make him fly. The fact that he's Superman makes him fly.
And you have to put on peanuts that it might contain nuts.
Yeah, it's a bit sad, isn't it? That somebody might go, well, you know, I might die from eating this, but I'm going to do it and sue them anyway.
It's just, and they've made careers from them.
I know.
Which one of the famous memes would you have liked to have had? I already know mine.
Me?
Yeah. That you would have liked to have been like, I'm that dude. I'm him.
Memes. I mean, just because it's one of my favourites. Is it Filthy Frank? The
Filthy Frank.
Confused screaming meme.
Yeah.
It really makes me laugh, that one. I don't know. I'm trying to think now. I like... That old guy, who, you know, the one who's grinning, who sort of looks like he's always using memes like
Yeah.
I fucking hate myself sort of thing.
Yeah. It's like white. Is there a bit of white beard?
White symbol
Yeah.
then made me laugh. What would you go for?
I'm torn. I immediately went, Daddy chill. I didn't- what the hell is even that? I'd have liked to be Daddy chill.
Daddy chill, yeah.
I would have liked. Have you seen that brother? Have you seen that one, brother? That one.
I've seen that.
And I don't know.
I know.
Joke me Devil Daddy.
Show me Devil Daddy.
But he's
How far does it go?
he's difficult because obviously he's doing that, whereas Daddy Chill is completely natural.
Yeah.
But would you, given that opportunity, would you jump on it if you
knew I could do something like a couple of lines?
No, like you're walking down wherever. I'm not a doctor's or anything, but you're walking down somewhere, and someone runs up to you with a microphone, gives you a question, wherever it is. Your answer goes viral. Yeah. It's got millions of views. What do you do? Do you fade into oblivion? Do you?
Apparently, if that happens, you're supposed to start an OnlyFans.
Would you? That's what I'm saying. What would you do? Would you start a profile? Would you?
I don't know. How did she make money off of it?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Like, I don't.
Because there's every chance that she started. Because like this is the mentor. I don't know if you've ever seen it. It's like a pasted ginger guy with like crazy hair, and it's just two women talking on a outside a house.
Okay.
Facing like a ring doorbell, and he walks up behind to ask him a question. They turn around and see him, and because he's pasty and crazy ginger hair, and he's not expecting it, the scream. Right?
Oh.
And based on that, he's on all social media platforms. His name's like to do with that.
Okay.
But if you do that and you say I'm that guy, and everybody jumps on board to see what else you've got, and then you monetize your platform.
I don't know. Like, if I suddenly made 2 million from it, I don't think I'd feel like I need to do anything else. I'd just keep going about my life as usual, but 2 million extra.
But so if they were like, this has gone viral, people want to know about you, would you pop up some social media accounts? Would you try and?
I think they'd all find out pretty quickly. I was like, oh, well, that was clearly a spur of the moment.
But what if they find out after a month, and in a month you've done that? It takes a month of being out there, but in a month would you make that jump?
I don't know. No. I'd probably be a bit annoyed that it's gone viral in the first place.
Just leave me alone.
Just leave me alone.
I retract what I said.
Didn't mean for my trousers to fall down. What about you? Would you? I imagine you probably would.
Why?
Just like the podcast was your whole idea in the first place.
Yes, I get that. That's a fair point. But I don't know whether the social media side of things. It's kind of. I don't know if I could jump on that.
You have a Twitter account for MMA.
Yeah, but that was slow growth.
What's it in that?
It's about 800.
That's decent.
Yeah, but that was maybe. Twitter's different. I think I couldn't go on Instagram. I don't know. Like I'm on it, but I'm not like posting. I think he's made a career out of it. Let me solo her.
Yeah.
Like
from Elden Ring. If anyone doesn't understand that, it's an Elden. Anyone who knows what Elden Ring is, or doesn't know, you won't know what Elden Ring is in this case. It's a game by FromSoft, Miyazaki, and also George R.R. Martin did a lot of the story. But one of the toughest bosses on it is a boss called Milena. Maybe I said that. Millennia, yeah. Lady Mikola. Anyway, she's a horrifically tough boss, and one guy basically made an account called Let Me Solo Her, and people could summon him in, just do the boss.
Well, he was bad at it though, weren't he?
He was bad at it.
He couldn't do it.
Yeah, so he spent a lot of time just grinding this boss, getting to the point where he could just do it basically blindfolded.
Then started helping people.
Yeah.
Then became sort of like this lore.
Yeah, like a mythic character that pop up.
But then from that, created a YouTube page where he called Let Me Solo Her.
Yeah.
And did live streams where he continued to do what he was doing for fun, and did that for, when it come out now, like 2 years he's been doing it?
2 or 3 years ago.
And getting hundreds of thousands of people tune in to do that.
Yeah.
Which is just meant, like, he did the someone said they'd made like mods and stuff where they put him into the game as like a proper NPC and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And he's been getting free stuff. It's just like, that's more of an accolade than just saying "cash me outside" to Dr. Phil. But that's just one of them things where just a complete unknown has had his cards dealt for him, where he leapt on an opportunity, and who knows how much he's made. Like
Hopefully a lot.
that last stream where I happened to catch it for someone, it just popped up on YouTube, where it was like day before DLC came out, and he's like he was retiring, let me solo her, and it got like 500,000 views in like a day.
That's pretty good going, that. Again, for someone who was
just doing the same
thing, but didn't really have any sort of online presence, I suppose.
Like, good on him for doing it.
Oh yeah.
But crazy. While we've been sat here, we've had the phone buzz saying England football are through to semis.
I don't know how.
I don't know how. They've not played any good football. Like, don't get me wrong, they've had a very easy run. They should have dominated them. Everybody they've played so far, and they've definitely not done that. But where do you stand with all the...
For any Americans watching, we're talking about
soccer.
What you call soccer, which, even though I'm not a fan of it, is actually football. Just to get that out there. There you go.
Well, like you obviously, you're not a big sports fan, but what's your sort of national pride around sports?
I don't care.
Not even if we're good at it?
No.
Was there ever a point?
It doesn't affect me. I don't get the hype to it. I mean, I reckon if I ask somebody like, why do you enjoy it so much, they'd probably give me a good answer. I don't know, maybe it's something to do with the family and it's with get together. Maybe it makes you feel good. Just that alone, it's like fair enough, but I don't get that aspect of it.
Do you think there'd be any that you could, like...
The closest I can think of probably is, like, at the minute, is climbing, just because I do it.
Yeah.
I find it interesting.
What about, like, games? What if they did, like...
Yeah, I suppose, again, because I do that sort of thing.
If they did, like, Apex World Cup.
Yeah.
Would you...
No, because I'm shit at it.
No, would you do it? I mean, would you be like, come on, England?
No.
No?
I just like, no.
It's not your
I'm just not wired that way.
If you ever got...
You're big on all sports. I mean, why do you enjoy England playing so much?
I don't.
Well, there we go.
Not in football. I don't know where it is. I don't know whether... I prefer, in regards to what thrills me with sport... Sorry, strut your leg while we talk.
You was going to strut your volley, mate. I'll sue you.
It's on camera.
It's on camera.
Although I'm doing editing, so it's not on camera.
Is it going to be me kicking you?
Yeah, I'm not that good at editing. We're just terrible. Yeah, terrible Photoshop editing. I like rivalries better than just supporting them because I happen to have been born in this country.
Yeah.
Like I'm trying to think of examples. So Ashes, to me, I would rather see England versus Australia in the Ashes.
I know they're the two main. That is the Ashes.
That's just it.
That's
just
them.
them.
Yeah.
Than England in, say, 2020 World Cup.
I didn't know they had any cricket World Cup.
They have a couple of different World Cups.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I just think that like decades and hundreds of years of rivalry of two teams, two countries battling it out for something, that is more reason to get behind somebody.
Isn't it normally Australia kicking England's head in though?
To be fair, over the periods of time, it's drifted.
Yeah.
Like 2005, 2007, legendary sort of Ashes
For England.
So
What's that said the last 10 years?
I don't know. It's not been that. Australia had a point where they were really, really good, but that team just all got old at the same time. They didn't sort of keep that refreshing, so they've gone through like a revitalization of new blood. Got lost for a few bits, and now they've rebuilt their team, and now it's England who are doing this. I mean, it cycles, that sort of thing. But yeah, rivalries to me are much more interesting. I'd rather watch two teams who I don't particularly have any affinity to, but have got that competitive...
Yeah.
They're doing it for more than just sticking a ball in the back of a net.
Yeah.
Football have long since sort of got lost any appetite for victory. I like England rugby. I like England cricket.
Yeah.
And it's not particularly because... it's like we've got more chance of winning. It's not like I'm just chasing glory.
What happens if England somehow get into the finals? Will you be more interested then?
I would be, but not because like I'm chasing the victory. I just think that it'd be a first for us. I think that would be cool to see if it's never been done before, and there's a chance of it being done.
Oh yeah, because we've never won, have we?
Not the Euro.
Not the Euro, no.
Like me and my missus, we watched the Solheim Cup, which is the women's Ryder Cup.
That's golf.
Golf, yeah, where it's Europe versus America.
Okay.
Love the Ryder Cup, but I never watched the Solheim Cup before, and we were gripped. It was
really,
but just because, like I said, it transcended putting a ball in a hole. They were proper teams. There were spirit, and they were just into it, and they wanted. And I guess if you're not sporty, that might just be completely lost on you.
I like soapbox racing.
Soapbox, yeah. If I don't care what your thing is. If you find it, yeah. But I mean, like that. You know, like that passion you get. This is going to be lost probably on some of the people who are watching, but you're going to get this. But you know when I don't know if maybe you're going to say Tommy talking mental, but you know that point in like Dark Souls 3 where you finally kill an invader and you're like battling for like 20 minutes, and I'm there and my hands are shaking.
Oh yeah.
And my heart's going, and I'm like, I need to stand up, and I'm every breathing, and we're all on chat, and we're all like going mental. And like, imagine that, but you're doing it for millions of pounds, and you're doing it on behalf of your country.
But I think that's where the problem lies with me. It's nothing to do with me. I'm not actually doing anything in these sports. Like you said online, when you're fighting an invader, I'm doing that. Or like on Apex, I'm fighting people, I'm shooting people. But like with other sports, I'm just watching other people do this. It's like magnetised to me. It's I don't know. It's just like I that's no bearing on me for win or lose.
I think great point. But I would say the only reason why people make that step is sort of living. Betting's a good one. Yeah. But I was not going to say that.
Okay.
I was going to say like sort of living vicariously through them. They're never going to get to do that.
That's true.
So that's the closest jump they can make of, I'll never score that winning goal for England. But this is me watching. The closest I'm ever going to get to realising that is rooting for that man there to put it in there.
I can't see that.
No, I get that.
I could probably see. I can see that with people I know, like friends, family. Like if you were playing for England, I could probably get into that.
Probably.
Yeah, probably. No, I would.
I'm not giving you it.
Yeah, I would. If you were scoring for England, I could probably get into that. But I think that's about as far as it goes.
I do think that is a big one. I don't know if you've ever watching somebody you know in that environment. Just
I saw my brother used to play on with the Eagles briefly. Not the first team, but like So, and that's the closest I've seen with it. Yeah.
I do think that. I think that sport does, and then also physical sports do. Like when we saw his friend Aaron box.
Oh, like yeah. But again, he's his friend, so I was.
That's what I mean. So watching a friend do that also has such a different way. It affects you differently. It's like you're panicking that. Like every punch, you're sort of like, like it's you.
The guy's built like an absolute tank.
He's a tank, Josh.
He's an absolute tank. Yeah.
But yeah, you are worried. Like you're like, you kind of don't want to look. Yeah. Like, you want to be there, but you're like squinting because you don't want to look.
Yeah.
Could you step in ring? Do you think?
No, I can't fight.
Yeah, but what if it's for money?
It's good. How much money?
That's what my question was going to be.
I don't know. If it was just to get into a ring and have a fight and someone said you 10 grand, I'd like, all right.
10 grand?
Yeah.
I'd do it for a lot less.
The problem is I could get really injured. I've got quite a solid head.
You have got a solid... You are quite... I've always described you as a Wolverine. Rabid. But I don't want to call you the Rabid Wolverine because...
Okay, put down.
I was going to say that's what Chris Benoit's name was.
Oh shit!
But yeah, that's how you like. We've gone at it a couple of times in different scenarios, sort of like judo, standing on the ground. We've done it when we were like play wrestling, when we were like far too old to be play wrestling and stuff.
Like last week.
Yeah, that's what we're doing when we tell Mrs. we're just going up to the podcast.
Yeah.
They just said, can we wrap it up?
No!
Yeah. We've got 5 more minutes. What were I saying? Wrestling.
Yeah.
I think you're quite scrappy.
Maybe in the right situation, I just can't see it.
I think I would fight for as low as my missus would say is an acceptable.
£10.
I think I'd fight for a tenner.
Wow.
Yeah.
Desperate.
I would fight. That's what my thing. I would fight.
Yeah.
So if someone's saying you can do what you
I
want to do,
probably wouldn't.
yeah. If someone said you could do it and here's cash, win, lose or draw, I think I would give it a go.
I think that's something I don't have very competitive. Well, no, it's like I think what it is I probably don't like losing very much. So I'm in a mindset is like I just don't try and then I don't lose.
See, I'm more in the how my family.
I know how your goddamn family is. Your dad is the most horrific winner and loser I've ever met in my life.
I was saying to my daughter the other day, she won my missus at what's it called with the double? The double? Where it's like, so it's a circular card, it's like a pack of cards.
Oh yeah, you've got to choose
the
pairs on the cards.
Yeah, you've got to match pairs basically, and she won.
Yeah.
And she rubbed it in her face, right? And obviously, she was let win, right? And I had to take her to one side and say, look, if you win or if you lose, you've got to be graceful. You shake their hand, you say well done, you walk away.
Don't talk to Grandad about this.
Don't listen to my dad. Like, he has mellowed out a little bit in certain ways. Like, he was much worse when he was probably playing. And everyone has their own different ways about it. Like, I always think, don't instigate. Mm-hmm. And if you do instigate,
just be prepared for the backlash.
Yeah, I will. If someone has a go at you, I am right by your side.
Yeah.
But if you have a go at them and you can't take what comes back to you,
it's your own fault.
It's your own fault. My brother's very bad with that.
But your brother is good naturally at most sports.
I'm not going to admit that on camera. Music? What music have you been listening? We'll start to wrap it up because I think the ladies are...
Orbit Culture.
Oh, they sound a bit out there.
I think they're like Norwegian or Finnish.
That's interesting.
I saw them. They supported Trivium, them and Believe From Within. I'd heard of them beforehand, but yeah, they've been popping up quite a lot. Red Fog, Vultures of North, See Through You. Is it See Through You or See Through Me? One or two, but it's a really good song.
See Through Somebody.
See Through Summit, yeah.
Well, it's funny that you said Norway because I've been listening Aurora.
All right, I've not heard of that.
It's a girl.
Oh. Okay.
Norwegian.
Nice.
Funny. She did a song called Runaway, which you should 100% listen. It's listening it live, a vocal, it's like unreal.
Yeah, okay.
As a most pointless fact for you, she was also the voice in Frozen 2, that calls in the wind.
Calls in the wind?
Yeah, the like sort of singing that you hear in Frozen 2.
Oh.
That's her, right?
Nice, okay.
She does an incredible cover of Life on Mars.
Wow,
right?
Okay.
Which again, it's like haunting. It's like I don't know. Well, listen it, see what you think. Listen it honestly, because it is an experience just listening that.
All right.
But I saw an interview with her, and they were like, "Who do you like?" And she said that when she was in Norway growing up, she came across Bring Me the Horizon,
really?
right? And she says they had a big impact on me, and they've done a song together.
Nice.
Called Limousine.
Limousine. Oh,
yeah.
Right.
So
okay.
So give that one a listen as well.
They're doing songs with all sorts of Bring Me the Horizon. They're doing it with Baby.
I like that. To just that they're trying to go. So but yeah, Runaway as her song, a cover of Life on Mars, and the song of Bring Me the Horizon. Just
fair enough.
Triumphant return to form.
Yeah.
I do say so myself.
Been good.
4 hours of outtakes incoming. Couple of shorts.
Jesus Christ.
We'll get this video up as soon as I possibly can.
Yeah, we've enjoyed it. Victoria.
Oh, I love it. You're getting that balance out, aren't you?
Yeah. I realised that I only sing traditionally men's names to start off with,
nice.
So I'm mixing it up now.
Love what you did there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So hopefully we'll see you in a week.
Hopefully.
With more shorts, more great content.
Yes, this is absolutely top
notch. And I hope within a week, anybody out there, one comment, positive.
Just say hi.
Just say hi, that's all it takes. We'll respond to you. We responded to every comment apart from one who... Pardon?
Did you respond to the sayings guy?
Oh, I didn't. I think I liked it though.
Oh, did you?
I think I might have liked it. One person said those facts weren't very good, which is their opinion. One person thought that when Adam said sayings, he was talking about sayings from Dragon Ball.
It's his northern accent.
We'll try his best to give you better facts, to give you better elocution.
You might.
Now then, we'll see you next week. I don't care then. I'm a whore.
See you later.
Bye.